Good morning, everyone. I have my coffee. It's kind of early in the day, but I wanted to get started on this lovely layout. Look at these photos. I've been putting this off for a while because I'm a little intimidated by the photos. I want to make sure that I do a good job with them because look at them. These are from Nymphenburg Palace in Munich. And this is, I believe they call it the Great Hall. So you walk in and this is what you see. It's just a feast for the eyes, and it's almost overwhelming at first. You don't know where to look, where to let your eyes rest, really. And when I was there, what I read is that the family, they wanted people to feel that when they came in, like for a visit to see, the noble family, and to realize how much money they had, how much prestige they had, all of those things, and then have lovely artwork to boot. And I think that works with what we have here. So this is a little bit of an unusual layout. I have pocket page over here. I have a 3x8 insert, and then I have a full 6x8 photo because, hello, look at that. That needs a 6x8. So with this one in the middle, I've already done part of it, as you can see. I put in some lovely sequins here, and I did that because I knew I wanted to match this well, and it's not always the easiest to show that on camera. So I just put it together. It's already sealed. I did it with my fuse tool, and this is a 3x8 insert from Ali Edwards. So it came like this. I didn't make the pocket that way. This comes in its own section. This comes in its own. All I did was seal the top. And this photo will go on this side. Obviously, I have nothing over here, so I have to find something that's going to work in there. I did pick out this card, but that's really all I have. I did want to show what sequins I use, though, before I move on to the rest of the layout. So with my sequins, I tend not to use them as they come. I mix and match, even if they come as something like this, where it's a mix of things, I tend to still mix them. So if you look closely here, you can see a lot of different things happening in there. Lots of different colors, shapes, styles. I even have these little bar pieces in there. I like that it gives some visual variety, so that tends to be my style. But I'm going to show you all the different things that I included there because it's quite a bit. So I used this one, which is called Golden Anniversary from Cat Scrappiness. And if you've never looked at the sequins on that site, you've been warned. You're going to want to buy everything. I have this mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps. That's another great site. And then they do a grouping every month where they put out new sets of sequins. And I tend to buy a lot of those because they're really good. This one's called Pink Poison. Another one from Cat Scrappiness, and these are transparent green leaves, and I do have a couple in there because of all the greenery that's painted on the ceiling. And then I have this one, Blue Bloodgrün. Is that how you say that? Is it a bird or something? I don't know what that means, but I like it. This is from Spiegel Mom Scraps as well. And so I really just used only a little bit here to bring out the blue tones that you see. I didn't want to overdo it. And then I have this little one here. It's got gold shimmer, it's got stars, and if you look really, really closely, it's actually got little keys in there, which I thought was cool, and you can see them in here. There's one right there. So it's very well mixed, and I like the variety a lot. So when I'm looking at this layout, I think for this middle section on the insert here, I think I'm actually just going to mount this on white because there's so much color and so much pattern going on. Having it on a white background hopefully will just sort of give the eye a rest as someone is paging through this. And there is white showing through here. There is, here. So I think that will help ground it. So I'm going to go into my bags that I keep that are just scraps of paper and just pull out a white piece, cut it to the right size, and use it. So I found a piece. I actually screwed up something on the other side when I was printing. So that's perfect. It'll let me reuse it. I'm not wasting paper. And I can just put this right on there. Normally I would like a little bit of a closer border, a little more narrow. This is pretty wide. But for this layout, it'll be fine because I want that white border. And I do think it'll help. So I'm going to attach that now. All right, so I've adhered the photo to the cardstock, and looking at this, I'm wondering if maybe I want to do something down here. to attach something because these photos are all so busy. There isn't a lot of room to work with. It would cut off something. So I'm thinking maybe something down here, which makes me want, no, I was gonna say I wanna switch maybe to have this up here, but I don't like these next to each other. So my other option would be to go this way, and then I wouldn't have a label or something directly across from this. Now I like the pink distribution better with this down here. I'll have to think about that and maybe mess with it. But for now, I'll see what I can do maybe with these two. I found this label in my stash of stuff, and I believe that it's from Pretty Little Studio, I want to say. I'm not positive, but I think so. And it says never forget this, and it's a lovely shade of pink that matches. However, I want to put it down here. And if I do that, then I can't have something here. I don't like that they'd be across from each other, but I'm gonna do this one. And I'm gonna cut off a little bit. And I'll figure out the rest later because I could maybe do something up here too. It's just there was kind of some dead space, but the door is beautiful. So I mean, I could do something up here if I had to. All right, so I cut off a little bit of that, attached it, put in a staple, so that's good. And that's probably all I will do with this one, unless I add a star or a heart or, you know, something over here. Otherwise, I'll probably leave that alone. Now I'll be on the hunt for something to do here. And I'm wondering if I should be looking for blue, because there's this sort of sky blue here, there's the darker blue here, and there's a tiny bit right there. So if I put something blue up there, it'll tie in all of those things and these blue sequins, it'll tie those all in. So I think I'm gonna start and look for that color first. I pulled out my phrase labels and started looking through the blue ones, and I actually found this, which it wasn't quite the blue I thought I was going to want, but I do like it because there is some of it right here and right here. There is a little bit of that tone in the sequins there. Not so much over here, although I could probably get away with a variation because of this blue here. But when I set it up against here, I love it. I think it works really well with the pink. Pink and aqua tend to go well. So I think I'm going to use that one. Okay, I've attached this phrase as well, this little label here. And I like that it ends up matching the other one because it's got the flag end or the pennant end, and so does this one. So happy accident, but I'll take it. And when I decided where to put it, it didn't really work to be off center. So I decided to put it right in the middle, and then I matched up where the points are on the inside of this with where the photo overlap happens. So I think from a design perspective, that looks good. The eye will rest on it and it'll make sense. So I do like that, and I think I'm good there. Then I think I do need one thing over here, just so there's one kind of extra embellishment happening on each part of the layout, but I don't know what that is, and I'm not quite sure where to put it. When I look at this, my instinct is here, but it's across from this, which I don't like. So I almost think maybe it's going to have to be on this card because I don't want to cover up anything here. So I can't really do the top, and then it would be staggered. So it's better to, I think, go in a line of some type. So I think maybe I'm gonna have to add something here. When I was trying to decide what to do on this card, I decided to pull out this little container I have. This is where I keep all things that are flowers, butterflies, garden related. I don't want butterflies here. However, I can use garden type stuff, outdoorsy stuff, because this is all, you know, these are outdoor scenes that are in nature. And when I'm looking at some of these colors, these pinks, yellows, this color blue, I have a little bit of green in there. I think all the colors would work here, so I just need to find something small enough that is going to fit in this space somehow. I think I've decided to do some combination of these because all of these colors are represented in the photos. So how I'm going to make them fit on there and how they're going to go together, I don't exactly know yet, but I'm going to give it a whirl. This is the card that I ended up putting together, and I'm happy with that. The only thing I want to add is I want to do a little bit of sparkle with this pen. I have a Jelly Roll sort of silver metallic pen here. I'm going to do just a little bit of outlining around the flower to add some sparkle so it'll kind of match with the sequins, and then I think this is done. I've done the outlining there with the pen, and hopefully my camera will focus here. Come on. There we go. So that you can see where I've done that on the flower, and it adds just a nice little bit of sparkle and shine to it. So I think I'm going to put everything in the pockets and see how I feel about it. Well, I got ahead of myself. When I was putting stuff in the pockets, I realized I never found anything for this side. So it's not done. So I'm going to go on the hunt in my 3x8 digital files and see what I can find for that. All right, I found this file and I've cut it down to make it fit in this pocket. And I think I'm going to make a slight change. I think I'm actually going to put this on the front and then this one on the other side, just so that when you first open up to this layout, like, you're not overwhelmed with all this fancy crazy stuff right away. If I do it this way, a little bit more subtle when you first see it. All right, so I did decide to keep this one what you see first, and then this will be on the other side. And then I decided to add this phrase label. It was the right blue. It matched with some other blue tones that were in there. I think it matches very well with that. And it livens up the card a little bit. So I think this one's done. So you've kind of seen the close-up of this one already. There we go. But here's the left side when it's all done. Love this card. And the right side with just one label on it, because it's really the photo that matters. So another one done for Munich, guys. Thanks for watching.